Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLees. This is JLeesCorner. This is my review for the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 5 Reunion Part 1 review and stuff. It is 3:55 in the morning. My lipstick is a bit smudged or whatever. Leave me be. I want to get this review done because it was good, okay? It was some boring parts too that I ain't care much about. But it was good at the end. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all know to subscribe to my channel, to like the video, to comment, all that stuff. I always say, let's move on past that. It's a lot to get to. I want to get all this done in like 30 minutes and whatnot. Okay, let's go over the looks of the night. Okay, we got Karen, boom, pal. Okay, Karen's dress, Karen's hair, Karen's makeup. Okay, Karen's boob right there poking out. Did not know that. I love her makeup. I love her hair. However, I don't like the hair over the dress because, again, it kind of clashes. To me, I always say your hair should not cover your dress. If you have a nice little dress, push it on back. Whatnot. The hair is cute. But again, I would have liked maybe an updo or something like that, but it's fine. The dress is okay. It fits like a glove or whatnot, but it's also some of it I don't like. So it was an to me. On a scale from 1 to 10, I would give Karen overall a 7 because her makeup is flawless. The hair is cute, but something about it all don't go well with me. I love her shoes. Okay, she's not sure the same shoes on as Wendy. So again, it's not a bad look at all. It's just my personal taste. I would give it a whole 7, but like a really, really, really good 7. Not a bad 7. Almost an 8. We're gonna say almost 8 and whatnot. Okay. Now then we have boom pal Ashley. I did not like Ashley's look at all. I did not like the dress, but she's pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Because she's pregnant, it's fine and whatnot. She won't be easy breezy, whatever. She's 6 months at this point in time. Her hair is all natural, pressed out or whatever, with a little red highlight. Her makeup is cute. Okay, I wish she would have had that updo that she had on the season finale. But I mean, she pregnant, she tired, so it is what it is. But I did not like this look at all. But again, she pregnant. It's fine. We're gonna move on past that. Okay. Then we have 4 degrees Taco Bell. Okay. Wendy paid somebody for the first time ever to do her hair because it looks amazing. Okay. The hair looks amazing. The makeup looks amazing. Something about her dress I don't like. I love her shoes. I don't know if I don't like the top with the bottom or if I don't like the bottom with the top. I like them both separately, but not together. Like the picture of her sitting down, her face or whatever. I don't like the top of her dress. It looks cheap. I guess it's supposed to be hardened to look like it's a structured dress at the top, but it looks like she got it from Davis Bridal, where you get gowns for cheaper sometime or whatnot. I don't know. But yeah, I like the bottom, but not with the top. So it's the whole little mix thing. Her hair looks great. Okay, Chalupa got it right in the hair for the first time ever. Okay, because that whole season her wigs was horrible. Okay, next up we have Monique. I did not like Monique's hair that much. It's nothing wrong with it at all. It's just I wish the part wasn't so far over. That's what I don't like about it. I love her dress. The shoes are very, very basic or whatever. I would have wanted a different color shoe, but it's fine. Her makeup looks fine and whatnot. So, overall, I would give her an 8 as well. She don't look bad at all. I would have just picked again a different shoe, and I would have had the parts in my hair just not over so far. But that's just my own personal opinion and whatnot. Let's see. We have Gizelle. Gizelle look basic. And I mean that in every shady way possible. Okay, her hair looks basic. Her makeup looks basic. Her dress looks basic. Her shoes look basic. It's not enough for me. This is good for Gizelle because usually Gizelle looks shitty. But Gizelle is so basic, it's boring. So we're gonna move on to the next person. Robin. Girl, I don't know who told Robin to put a cheetah print or a leopard print or whatever print that is in her hair. I didn't like it. It looks like she was laying down on newspaper and she was homeless and the ink rubbed off on her hair. The dress looks fine. I don't dislike it. I don't like the shoulder. Are those her shoulders? I think those are shoulder pads. She did need shoulder pads. It's like, you're not playing football. What are you doing? She looks very old in the face. And I'm not being shady. I'm just saying, for some reason, it looks like she has something done to her face. Because usually she don't look old in the face. She looks old in the face sitting there. I'm like, what happened? Did you age on the stage? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, her hair, I just don't like the newspaper homeless look or whatnot. The dress, I just don't like the shoulder pads. I like her lipstick. That's it. And then we have Candace. Is she the last one? Yeah. I love her hair. Her makeup is basic because that's Candace always has the same makeup. So I mean, that's when I say basic, it's her basic makeup. But the fishtail braid looks amazingly well. I don't like the bow, but I like the dress. I would do it without the bow, or if the bow wasn't so big, I think I may like it better. I get the point of the bow, I just don't like the bow. But that was all that was. So those were the fashions of the ladies this episode. So we see a little montage of how things have progressed over the years, the 5 seasons on the show, whatever. The wigs have changed, the shadiness has changed, tempers have changed, the messiness has changed, or whatever. The only thing that has remained constant is Gizelle's bad fashion. Okay, she will ever be a bad fashionista and whatnot. Okay, Andy brings up over the years he feels like Karen may have had some work done to her face. I agree, but I don't think Karen has had anything surgical. I think Karen has just had maintenance, meaning little Botox here, little, facial here. The whole color of my thing to change. I don't know why. Maybe the lamp is moving. I don't know. Why would the lamp move? Girl, stop move past that. But I'm like, why the colors got real bright? Anyway, but yeah, Karen has had something done to her face. I don't know what though. I feel like, again, some Botox. Karen say that all she had done was she had filler put into the tip of her nose to make it, like, I guess, be whatever it is now, whatever, but that's all she's done. Gizelle brings up how, they said Gizelle was the one who was changed the least because she hasn't changed at all. She's basic. Anyway, Andy asked Gizelle if she realizes how bad her fashion has become such a topic of conversation on social media and on the show. I wasn't listening because I didn't care. I mean, Gizelle bad fashions doesn't matter to anybody, not even to Gizelle. But Wendy made a great point in saying Gizelle suffers from pretty girl syndrome, meaning she has been so pretty her whole life, she doesn't have to try to dress nice. But I'm like, but she dressed ugly and it makes her look ugly. And plus she's a bad person and whatnot. So I mean, ugly equals ugly, but whatever. Anyway, everyone then kind of voices how, well, she has her own style. I would not wear that, whatnot. I think Candace suggests, like, I wish she would, like, take like one day with a stylist or whatnot. Gizelle would not be with a stylist because she think her fashions is amazing and it's not. It's just really, really shitty. And I think it was Gizelle, who brought up how Karen, can't be talking mess about her fashions because Karen was wearing the fake Fendi. No, Andy brought it up. And then Gizelle pointed out how the outfit that was supposed to be Fendi said Indie. It was missing the F. But Karen was like, no, I had it altered so that it would not fall off my shoulders. And when they showed the picture of it, you can see the F is missing on one part on the shoulder, but you see Fendi everywhere else. So you can see that she did just have it altered to like kind of not be so baggy and whatnot. I believe Karen, because people wear fake Fendi on TV, and people do get clothes altered to fit their body. And I'm like, but I also did not care and whatnot. Okay, now then we have messy ass Andy asking Monique and then Candace, well, who do you think the best dress is on the show? Monique says Karen. Candace says herself and then Karen. You know what I'm saying? And Andy then says to Monique, I would have thought that you would have said yourself. And she said, well, I wouldn't be that vain. And Candace then say, not in public. I'm like, girl, don't get snatched. They then discuss green eyes and green eggs and ham. You know, green eggs, the Gizelle, the ham was Robin and whatnot. Okay, so they discuss them being friends over all the years, you know, despite anything that went on here, there, or whatnot. And Ham says how, you know, we're just real friends. You know what I'm saying? We are not friends who are, you know, looking for an angle or a motive or whatever. Like, we're just really, really good friends. I'm looking like, until Gizelle sailed you up a river for, you know, not sucking her asshole, you can go ahead and be her friend and whatnot, but we do not care. Now, when Andy then asked a fan question on, you know, Karen, you know, being shady towards green eggs and ham, Karen like, well, it's just harmless, like shade and whatnot. And then Ham, no, it's not, because you know, because of use and this or whatever, you know, people blame me and, you know, green eyes for the fight between Monique and Candace, and before they can quickly, you know, get into that whole thing or whatnot, and like, no. Well, you know, we'll discuss that later on, because again, you can't talk about that fight too soon or whatnot. But Karen, like, you can't blame me for comments from fans on social media. Like, if I say I felt like y'all did this or that, you can't then say, oh, well, the fans, you know, listen to you. Girl, the fans will say what they want despite what anyone on the show says. Let's make that, it's weird how the ladies like to blame each other for what commenters say on social media. It's weird because people on social, that is crazy on social media. We're gonna leave that be. Now, they was also discussing Wendy. I skipped Wendy. I didn't care. You know, all I know is she up here, you know, she's still teaching at John Hopkins or whatever. So I feel like her whole season was a waste. You spent the whole season complaining about not wanting to teach anymore and how your mom may feel some kind of way, and then told your mom you don't want to teach, and now what you still doing? Teaching. It just aggravates my. She then brings up the reason she talked about her degrees all season was because she's constantly having to defend her degrees. I'm like, to who? Who the fuck is a degree police? Like, who was out here chasing down Wendy, constantly asking her, you don't have no degrees? No one has ever said that Wendy do not have 4 degrees. So who the fuck are you constantly defending your degrees to? I'm so confused. It's like Wendy, and then the whole time on the show, I feel like Wendy was speaking as if she was a political commentator. Like, this is not a panel. You know what I'm saying? I'm just over her. Period. Anyway, we then see Andy ask Karen how she seemed to be the most unimpressed with Wendy's degrees or whatever. And I'm like, what's funny is nobody except Wendy feel like her degrees are an issue. It's like only Wendy feel like she is her degrees. If anyone says anything about her that's coming at her degrees, Wendy, your wig is crooked. My 4 degrees helped me pay for this wig. It's like no one brings up your degrees except you. So you attach your degrees to yourself as a person, and that's the people's point. You know, Karen, and because Karen's like, you know, I am not I have no issue with her degrees. You know, that's on her. But me and her just got off to a bad start, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and the thing is, Wendy or whoever needs to get, Karen was not unimpressed with Wendy's degrees. She was unimpressed with Wendy. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And I feel like, however, Wendy feels like she should just be praised at every moment because she went and got 4 degrees. I'm not impressed with Wendy. I'm not. But that does not mean that her accomplishments in getting her education is like less than, like, that is a major accomplishment. But I don't have to constantly pat you on the back because you went and got your degrees. I don't care that much. But who are you outside of those 4 degrees? You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. I feel like we did not get to meet Wendy. All we know about Wendy is that she's Nigerian and she has 4 degrees. We don't know nothing else about her. Nothing. And I feel like you wasted a whole season making yourself look like a person who was obsessed with your degrees. You didn't allow anyone to get a chance to know you and like you, because at every point, degree is dumb. And that's why she gets on my goddamn nerves, because I don't know her. Leave me. Anyway, Gizelle and Robin then bring up how Karen don't like Wendy and was trying to get her off the show. Well, Gizelle say Karen was trying to get Wendy kicked off the show. Robin say, well, no, she told me that Wendy wasn't Potomac or whatnot. Karen then say, no, what I said was I'm having trouble connecting with Wendy on the show. You know what I'm saying? So Karen probably lying, or not even she lying, but she probably didn't want her on the show because she didn't connect with her. I don't want Wendy on the show, but me not wanting her on the show has nothing to do with her degrees. She's boring. We don't know her, and I feel like she took her whole time this season sucking up the green eggs and ham and sucking their assholes to where she didn't allow us to say, hey, Wendy is this kind of person separately, even if she agrees with something that Gizelle or Robin said. It just felt like she just let them put their finger up her butt and she was their puppet. And I don't like it or whatnot. I'm like, whatever. So Wendy and Karen both bring up how they can just kind of, start from day one right now. When Wendy said how she feels as if Karen did not like her because she didn't come to her like to be her mentor. I'm looking like, what? And then Andy brings up how both Candace and Ashley looked up to Karen because they so young. Wendy is closer to Karen's age than she's closer to Candace and Ashley. Candace and Ashley were younger, so it made sense for them to kind of go to Karen and whatnot. But Wendy's older, so she would not go to Karen in that way. And Karen's like, you don't have to come to me like that. You don't have to do that or whatever. We can again start from day one. Boom, boom, boom. So we move away from that. Okay, they then get on to Candace's song. I'm looking like, why? For what? Poor K. So Andy kind of compares Ashley's song and Candace's song. I'm looking like, we haven't heard either song on the radio. Like, we heard both songs on this show. Okay, Candace's song, the remix sounds better. We'll say that. Candace supposedly, allegedly was signed to that man and whatnot. Cool. But I'm not gonna put up here and fuss about two songs that I have only heard on this on this TV show. I'm gonna leave that be and whatnot, okay? But Candace then brings up how Ashley's vocals on her song was trash. And I'm like, Lord, every curse. And then you always calling somebody trash. Have you looked in the mirror lately, Candace? And it's like, now they're going back and forth. I'm looking like it's literally a pot and a kettle fussing. I'm like, both Ashley and Candace are the same. Candace's mouth is reckless, okay, and petty. Ashley is messy and has been reckless. Y'all are both the fuckers. Say neither one of you motherfuckers have the right to say the other one is wrong. Y'all both have been wrong on many occasions. Y'all both have caused bullshit on many occasions. Ashley just has had a longer time of causing bullshit because she's on the show longer. But Candace is just as reckless. They the same damn person. Okay, boom, pow, pow. But Candace then tells Ashley that her husband is itching and she should get tested. I'm looking like, oh my God. Now she just gets on my goddamn nerves. Andy does say to Candace that, you are a disaster on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Well, I just respond to people who come at me. And I'm not, that may be true. And no one feels as if Candace does not have the right to respond to people who say crazy shit to her. That's true. However, once you get to a certain level of celebrity or on these shows, there is a way to respond to assholes that will not in turn put your job in jeopardy. Because if you keep going at people and saying foul, rude, mean, hateful things, the show will eventually let your ass go. Because the fans and people will then bombard them with get her off the show. Reality shows are different from talk shows. Like on The View, we can't stand Meghan McCain. Can't stand her. However, she's a contract and The View wants to keep her on there because they just do. But people will release reality show stars from the shows if they're saying mean, hateful, and rude things. If people complain too much, it is a different time. Candace has to learn to still use her words, but learn how to not cross the line to offending someone that can then get her in trouble. I always say there are ways to cuss the motherfuckers out to the holy heavens, but you won't get in trouble for how you worded it. And Candace's issue is she just says reckless shit and don't care. And that's going to end up biting her in the ass or whatever. And I'm like, that's what's going to be. Anyway, a fan then asked about the whole colorism issue and if they feel as if people come at Candace and Wendy and call them aggressive a lot and whatnot. And look, I've seen people discuss this whole, oh my God, they only call the dark skinned girls aggressive. I'm like, people call people aggressive when they're being aggressive. The issue I have with it is they act as if someone is light skinned and they're being aggressive, they're aggressive. They are. We've called athlete aggressive. We've called Gizelle aggressive because an aggressive is an action that they're doing. What people have to stop doing is only labeling it, only bringing it up when it's done to a darker skinned person and whatnot. I'm not saying that colorism does not exist. I know for a fact that it does. However, on this show, the times they have called Candace and Wendy aggressive, they were being aggressive. No one called Wendy aggressive when she was sitting down talking to Robin about her kids or whatever. They didn't do it then. However, when she was arguing with Ashley, she got aggressive. Ashley got aggressive back. They both were being aggressive. But people will only point out people going at Wendy. Boom, pow, pow. Anyway, Monique brings up how she's been called aggressive. Saying how it has nothing to do with color. It's about judging the actions at that moment or whatever. Gizelle, light-skinned, the green at Gizelle, saying people have called me aggressive. Because at times she is. It's the action that she's in that makes her aggressive. And then Karen then says, I am aggressive. And again, she's light skinned too. So again, people can call me aggressive. I'm not dark skinned. I'm, brownish or whatnot. But I'm like, people can act as if only dark. It's dumb. It's very, very, very dumb. And Wendy then says after Ashley called her aggressive on the show, that people on social media came at her, calling her all these things or whatever, and she kind of said like, you doing that, using that word, using these trigger words is like a dog whistle to people who feel as if, okay, now they can call me that too. I'm like, you sound dumb to bring up someone using the word aggressive on the TV show, then gave random strangers the right to call you, dog face or whatever they call her that she said on the show. I'm like, you sound dumb. You sound pretty dumb, Wendy. For you to be so educated to blame Ashley for other assholes coming at you what they should not have is stupid. That's a tactic that people use to keep people of color against other people of color. But I'm gonna leave that be. And Monique brought up a great fact. It's unfair to act like the word aggressive is only used in the black race. The word is a word. It's a word, and it's a word meaning aggression. What the fuck? It's just aggressive. So if a person is acting aggressive, I'm going to call them aggressive no matter what their color is. Black, white, purple, orange, or whatever. Okay. Andy brings up, he asks Wendy, as she kept, I don't think that word should not be used. He said, okay, so if a black person is acting aggressive, what would you say is the right way to address it, to, call it what it is? Monique points out how, well, they maybe call them hood or ghetto or, hood rat, because that's what they've called me. And we see many occasions of Candace and I think Gizelle calling Monique a hood rat and ghetto. So my thing is, you don't want people to call you aggressive when you're aggressive, but y'all can sit around and call Monique hood rat and ghetto when y'all feel as if she's acting aggressive. Anyway, there's other words we can use, Andy, but she could not give not nan word. You are an educated 4-degree having ass motherfucker. You could not think of not one other word besides aggressive. You wanna know why? Because that's the word that you would use. Fan question, okay? Candace, can you admit you have a tendency to provoke people based on your mouth? And she then says, and said, well, I have used my words very well. At times, that bites me in the butt or whatnot, but I can admit that I need to pull back sometimes. Gizelle then says to her, well, you are extremely below the belt with your words, a lot of whatever. And Andy tells her, your life will be much easier as you ease off Twitter. And then, they go on a little break or whatever. And, Monique and Ashley kind of talk, under the camera. And Monique brings up how them asking her, do you feel like you provoke people, that Candace did not admit any fault, and how her words can cause someone to react, which she did not like and whatnot. And she also brings up how, because of them spreading rumors against her, that we gonna talk about all the rumors out here. I have a whole binder full of shit or whatever. I'm gonna drop this and drop that. I'm like, girl, drop it all and whatnot. And then she also brings up how, because of all that has happened, she don't see her and Candace possibly being on better terms or whatnot. And they then get on Gizelle. So she brings up how her house still not done being renovated because of COVID. They discuss her bad fashions or whatever, which has turned into bad design or whatnot. Her and Karen kind of fuss a little bit about, Karen saying how your fashion's bad, this or whatever. Your decoration on your house is bad. But when you don't live there, Karen, I live in my house, you live in yours. And I'm looking like, I don't care. If Gizelle wants to live in a bad-ass, ugly-ass design house, let it be. That's her house or whatever. And then Gizelle brings up how, well, Karen, her Geritol has kicked in and whatnot. I'm looking like, girl, bye. And Karen Gizelle, you're not 30. You're at 50, honey, so you may need Geritol too. Again, back and forth. We then see a fan question about how every Hue Beauty not been online anymore. Well, my manufacturer saying closed due to COVID. I'm like, but I feel like your stuff stopped being made before COVID or whatnot. And Ken, when you came at me about my perfume, whatever, said how my perfume was not even real or whatnot. So, if your stuff went out of business, just say that, because Target said they liquidated you. Look, my products are not being sold anymore. Well, just out of business. And then fine. They then get on Jamal and Gizelle. Okay, she's like, with COVID, and with him being in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, I don't get to see him that much because the numbers in Atlanta are higher, and I just can't get out there or want him near me because, again, I don't want to play around with COVID and whatnot. She brings up that since the show aired, the girls and Jamal saw the show. They saw each other's feelings or whatever, so the girls and Jamal had their own conversation without her, and they are in a better place. I'm like, I think you lying. I really think you lying or whatever. And then as far as her dad and Jamal, it's like, well, my dad loves me. He's there for me or whatever. He feels some kind of way about Jamal, and that's his right as my father. But your daddy said that man had 6-7 kids or whatnot, and new baby on the way. And so, but I'm like, I'm leaving that be. So Karen said, well, Jamal, you and Jamal back together? She was like, yes. The way that Gizelle's voice cracked, I'm looking like, it's because she's lying. She's not being truthful or whatnot, okay? It's just not true. And Karen said, well, the word on the street is that, I'm saying, it's a whole lie, okay? That you and Jamal have an agreement to act like y'all a couple because you had to save your job to have a storyline on the show. So I need to know, you know what I'm saying, is it true? Because they also said that Jamal has another baby with another woman that he had while dating you. So is that true? My father was exaggerating, so he does not have all these kids or whatnot, and Jamal does not have no new baby. Boom, pow, pow, honey. And then it was Monique versus Gizelle, and I was like, bitch, girl. Monique said, but when y'all announced that y'all was getting back together and dating or whatever, his little lady friend said that he told her it was just for the show. You know what I'm saying? She then pulls out a binder and starts reading screenshots, texts from the girl who's between her and Jamal. And I'm like, oh Lord. And she's like, I can't be dating you. I can't be coming to Atlanta with you, whatever, if you trying to rebuild your marriage or whatnot. And what you mean that whatnot? The girl then sees a screenshot of the announcement that, Jamal and Gizelle are back together, and he said allegedly that, no, that's just for the show, whatever, it's not really true. And I'm like, So Andy then asked, well, how do you know, like, those texts are real? Oh, you want his phone number? And she then reads off the phone number on the text. And then Andy say, is that his number? And Jill was like, that's his number. It was amazing. It was amazing, amazing, amazing. And as Monique was reading these screenshots of the conversations between him and this girl or whatnot, Candace like, I can't believe that. Are we really doing this? That is disgusting. That is, you brought a whole binder to read what some host said or whatever. That is pathetic and low. I'm like, Candace, shut up. Okay, she's not talking to you. Stay out of it. Okay, mind your business. Okay, this is between Gizelle and Monique or whatever. And I feel like anyone who's questioning why someone would bring receipts to a reunion is stupid. Anytime anyone has said anything on the show, someone always say, you got receipts for it? She came with receipts, bitch, and now you mad because she has proof? What? And her point was, y'all came for my family. You came for my marriage. Y'all tried to do it to me. So I'm gonna do it to you. Okay, fair is fair. And I feel like Monique had every right to come at each person who came at her. Like she said, y'all tried to do shit behind my back, and I tried to play fair. I'm going to come out right and say what I know and what I've heard. And you could tell that she had this stuff for a while. Because she said the girl came to her a while ago or whatever. Because you then heard Candace say, like, yeah, she's been waiting for a long time to say this. I feel like Candace knew that Monique had this info and just did not say anything. Back when Candace and Monique was cool and whatnot. I'm going to leave that be. Anyway, Monique again, like, what I'm saying, you coming at me about my family or whatever, but you back with him or acting like you've been a whole fucking fraud with that man and whatnot, and your kids not even happy about it. I'm like, oh, no, the kids, please, not the children or whatnot. When she said you bring a new man every year to the reunion, let's hope that Jamal will be sitting behind you this year. I was like, ooh. She said, Pastor Holy Whore. I said, oh, Lord, not that. Pastor Holy Whore. The fact that everyone was like, oh, shit. Oh, my God. Karen then asked Gizelle, well, is Jamal here today? Is he coming today? And she was like, no, he's not here. Girl, Monique, your pastor boyfriend is out here passing around Pastor Dick to all of the congregation. I said, oh. Monique did not come to play. I feel like, Candace and Robin and Gizelle, we see, for next episode, complaining that Monique had a whole binder, who had time to put a binder together. It's really easy, bitch. You put print and you put some holes in it, and you put it in a binder. Like, it's not, y'all can't be organized. It's like, if she would have said any of this and had no proof, Gizelle would have all the mouth in the world. Gizelle sat there and did not say shit. And when Andy asked her, do you have anything to say about that? And she was like, stay silent. The only thing she did say was, I don't believe anything that Monique say. That's why Monique put out the proof or whatever. And I feel like if Monique did not have that binder, Gizelle would have been saying things back to her. The only reason that Gizelle stayed silent was because she knew it was true. Girl, it was a good first reunion. Anyway, that was the whole thing and whatnot. I'm gonna go to bed because it's now 4:30. Anyway, gotta go. Peace.